Chapter 6. Every Man's Inner Fight. I guess you are familiar with that feeling when at some moment in your life, after you had already seen a thing or two and established your convictions, all of a sudden, you happen to see a baby cart with a creature of marvelous beauty in it, sleeping, engulfed with such an enchantingly mighty bliss. It may not even be fully conscious of its very existence, enchanted by some existential hallucination. Trying in vain to imagine yourself in his condition, you conclude you have never been like that. This gives you a sense of powerlessness, driving home to you that time has usurped control over your entire life. So you just look at that baby, wondering what course the rest of its life will take, and through what milestones. This unwillingly drives me to envision myself under entirely different circumstances. Somewhere in the far future, I participate in a fantastic and top-secret experiment where expert soul-catching offered me the following deal. They will infuse my soul in a newborn on one critical condition: that I will relive my whole life exactly as I have been living it so far. To my question, they insisted that indeed I must relive my whole life with all their moments of charm and horror. Upon hearing this, I remained breathless, seeing in front of me my whole childhood and adolescence, with all my own and my family's moments of horrors, my innocence, exploding curiosity, experiences, romances, and perils I went through, all the way to my recent years of wonder. So now they want me to answer immediately whether I'm willing to relive my whole past all over again. How can I muster the mental strength it takes? Beware of such offers. They might expand your consciousness infinitely. Most of the people I know have already lived their lives to the full, and I suspect very few of them will accept the offer of those soul-catching illustrious scholars. It is common knowledge that a human life has an abundance of certain experiences which overshadow the moments of happiness, so one cannot blame them for their unwillingness to experience the very lives they had all over again. Forget about them, buddy. What about me? I have just embarked on my life's journey, building up myself. Look what experiences inhabit my world. Why is it that in my world too, darkness overpower light? Shouldn't my youthful optimism make it the other way around? How could have I allowed it? How dare I not stand up and proudly declare that my life deserves reliving? And if my life so far deserve it not, what is meant by viewing my future life? You are to be blamed neither for the hardships in your life, nor for it being miserable compared to others' lives. After all, what are your hardships and miseries but manifestations of the magnificent elements which made you what you are? See what a wonderful moral we can derive from your question. If most people are reluctant to experience their lives once again, it means they had lived through some extremely unpleasant experiences, indelibly impressed upon their fragile minds. This is to say that every one of us lives through an endless inner fight, unnoticed even by one's closest circle. Meanwhile, we, the outside observers, pass judgment on our fellow humans, despite our total ignorance of their lives, waiving the rules of elementary decency. We base our judgment on trifle details, unaware of how terribly little of the big picture we see. Our view of the lives of others is distorted because we examine them through a telescope aimed at a single, accidental, usually insignificant spot, thus disregarding the entire world outside the lens. On the other hand, look how empathetic one becomes thanks to this awareness, to this mental inner fight within all of us humans. Just imagine what an explosion of kindness it can trigger. and how it can diametrically transform our perception of life from alienation to sensitive and containing embrace. Can you realize just how humane we can grow, far beyond what we had ever imagined? All it takes is just us imagining our fellow human lamenting one's life at a certain moment, and lo and behold, we regard that fellow favorably rather than negatively, even if we hardly know him or her. What an intellectual miracle with a universal humane lesson it is. Just as I hoped, you demonstrated once again, how can light overcome darkness? If a voice whispered to you in the quiet of night, you must live this life again, exactly as you've lived it every joy, every regret, every heartbreak, over and over for eternity, would you bless the moment or curse it?